myself for all this pain. Erase myself and start again. Grab a hold of me and throw me in the deep end. Show me the flame that burns inside of me, and I'll brace myself for all this pain. Erase myself and start again, and I'll face myself with honesty. Erase myself and start again. Yeah, yeah. I can't remain without the refiner. It's time to change what used to define me. Resist the pain, I have to keep fighting. Ignite the flame that's deep down inside me. It hurts at first, but worth all the pain to see myself and not be ashamed. It hurts at first, but worth all the pain to see myself and not be ashamed. And I'll brace myself for all this pain. Erase myself and start again, and I'll face myself with honesty. Erase myself and start again. I toss and turn and tick by talk, the hours burn, pleading for this night to end. A part of me begging to go back to sleep. It sure is easy, but not for me. So here I am with all I have, waking up, facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start in front of me. I won't back down. I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up. I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down. I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. Your smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. Well, it must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You're hiding, I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to help. Won't you let me back inside? Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Your face shows no reaction when I call out your name. Your presence like a ghost. You seem so far away, and you know that I love you, but the words seem to have died. I just want this to end. Please let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one.
Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 198, if I recall. Is that the right number? Yep, 198, man, getting close to 200. And for this stream, we are having a look at my process. I'm sharing with you guys a song that I'm working on. Some of you heard me work on this a little while back, and I'm going to try to chip away at it some more today. But I'm working on a song, and at any point, if you guys have any questions about kind of what goes into the songwriting process, it can be about anything, whether it's writing the music, writing a guitar part or drums, or writing the lyrics, or coming up with a melody, or whatever it might be. If you have any questions about the process, certainly feel free to do that. And if you, certainly chat amongst each other. We're just kind of taking it easy, just sort of hanging out for this stream. We're going to catch up with the chat real quick, and then we'll dive right into it. Silas, good to see you, man. How are you doing? Huzzah. Hope you've had a good week. Again, last week I was away, some of you know. I was with my family in Alexandria, Virginia, and we had a good trip there. So there was no stream last week because I was away for that, but it was a good time. We had some nice weather, got out, did some biking. We ate at a lot of nice restaurants. It's got some nice architecture down there. There's a lot of nice places just to walk and do some sightseeing. And I got to hit up a skate park down there. That was a lot of fun. So it was a good trip. It was a nice time, good to spend with the parents and my brother. So if you guys, if you've had anything fun or eventful happen lately, definitely let me know. And I'm going to get my screen set up here so you guys can see it. let me get that set up real quick. But a couple things you should know. So the song that I'm kind of messing with tonight, this is hopefully a song that I will get done before the year is over. I'm hoping to get this song finished and released by the end of 2025. So whether or not that'll happen, I'm not really sure. It's going to be a close call, that's for sure. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then let me get it where we can see me. What's going on? Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Now you can see me. So I'm hoping this will be another song, but you guys should know I've been working on a song called Pull the Trigger. Some of you know that, but I'll let you in on a little secret. It's actually out now. It's currently in the process of being distributed, so it's probably not on Spotify just yet, but it's going through the process. It'll be on Spotify and other streaming platforms very soon. And if you guys want early access to it, it is currently available on my Bandcamp. So again, that link that I pinned at the top of the chat, to Get More Music, if you click on that and you go to my Bandcamp, you'll find my latest release there, Pull the Trigger. So it is available. It's coming to streaming services very soon. But that one is out, and you'll be seeing a couple little videos and things coming for that soon. Also, all right, give me a second here. So my my charger's not working properly. There we go. Okay. Yeah, don't want my computer dying on me. Auntie saying, yeah, there's another great indie music stream after yours too. I'll say where at the end of yours, if it won't conflict with yours, I don't ever poach current lives. If there's other people streaming that you're wanting to check out, nothing wrong with kind of hopping around and kind of mingling and seeing what's going on in those parks also. I do appreciate you tuning in. This particular stream, I'm kind of going to perform a little bit because I'm actually going to sing in a moment here. But the focus of the stream is kind of for the songwriting process. This is a song that I'm working on. This one's called Poison. It's not done yet. I haven't finished writing the lyrics, and I'm still writing the music. The only thing I've got the basic arrangement. Like, I could play the whole song on piano. It's actually a piano song, you should know. So even though it's going to have kind of some heavy guitars in it and some drums, it's more of a ballad. It starts soft, and then it gradually intensifies and gets more intense and builds up with the full band. So I'm currently working on this one, and but I still have a little bit of work to do. I gotta finish the lyrics, and this one's a little tricky. I'll be honest with you guys. So I'm actually a little, I'm not gonna say nervous, but a little concerned about this stream, because I'm gonna try playing with this idea. I know some of you, like if Becky comes, I think she was wanting to hear a little more of this song. She kind of liked this idea and was excited about it, so hopefully she'll tune in. But this particular song, sorry, I'm getting some stuff set up still. It's a little different than some of my other songs, because one, piano is not usually used in a lot of rock and metal. It can be used. Obviously, there's bands. First one that comes to mind is a band like Evanescence that uses a lot of piano in their songs. So it can be done, but it's not something that I've done a lot. I haven't used a whole lot of piano in my heavier music. And also, it doesn't follow like a typical structure. It's one thing just to have the piano as an additional instrument, but this song really revolves around the piano. It starts with piano, and then it's going to gradually get more intense. So it's not your typical, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. Like, yes, it's got that, but it's a different level of intensity and a different dynamic than what I typically do. So because of that, a lot of it is problem solving. And I'll just say that right now, for anyone who's interested in songwriting, a big part of songwriting is problem solving. It's just kind of, it's more of a discovery process. You're playing around with something, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I get this to work? It's like, I know the effect that I want it to have, but what can I add to give it that effect? Or what do I need to take away? What do I need to change? What should stay the same? It's kind of a constant trial and error process just to figure out what are the right pieces to get the song to sound the way that feels right to you, the way that you envision. So that's what we're kind of going to look at. So it should be fun. but it's kind of an adventure. Like, we don't really know what we're going to get. I don't know what the end result is going to be. Don't really know how it's going to turn out. We're just going to try it out and find out what happens. So I'm going to dive into that in just a second. I'm getting one more thing. Yeah, just in case we need to see plugins. Wanted to get that right there, but I think we're actually going to turn that off. There we go. All right, so again, if you've got any comments or questions at any point, feel free to type them, but we're going to get diving right into it. Oh, hey, Becky. Good to see you, Becky. Very cool. I like your slow builders that get rocking. They're great. Well, thank you. Yeah, if you've heard my song Love's Not Fair, this one's kind of similar to that, where that one's sort of acoustic guitar and it starts soft and then it gradually gets more intense. This one's very similar, but instead of acoustic guitar, it's going to be piano. So, Becky, I don't know if you caught that, but we're going to be working on Poison today. Two things you should know. One, we're going to be messing with Poison. And like I said, whenever I write a song, it's not like I know exactly what it's going to be. It's not like I know from the very beginning, oh, I know what I need to make, and I just go make it. It's a discovery process for me. I still don't have this figured out. What I've got here is what I did last time. It was from several streams ago. And a lot of this I might end up changing. There's some parts that I like. I was listening to it. Some parts I like. There's other parts where I'm like, I'm not sure I'm digging that. So, but you have to start somewhere. You have to have like a first draft, and it's almost easier just having some kind of finished version. Like, obviously, it's not the final version, but it sounds like a finished song. And then it's easier to kind of listen and sort of pick and choose what do you like, what don't you like. And the parts you don't like, you change them and you swap them out. That's almost a little easier than starting from a completely blank canvas and just not even sure what to write or what to do. So that's the first thing. But Becky, you should also know my song Pull the Trigger is technically, since April. It was quite a while back. Yeah, I was waiting for Poison. Yep, I remember you commenting. So hopefully, again, I'm a little nervous because I don't know what I'm going to come up with, but hopefully we'll come up with something interesting. But the other thing you guys should know is my latest song, Pull the Trigger, is actually currently being distributed. It's not exactly out yet, but it's currently being distributed, so it's going to be on Spotify and other platforms very soon. I would say Monday would be the official release date, so you'll probably see me post the official track video on my YouTube channel on Monday, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But if you guys want to hear the finished version of the song, Pull the Trigger, you can go to my Bandcamp. Again, the link that I have pinned at the top of the chat. If you go there, you can find my Bandcamp, and you can listen to the song right now. You can listen to the finished version, so definitely would appreciate you guys checking it out and sharing it. And one other little tip, one more thing. If you click that link, just a little heads up. If you guys aren't on my email list, you might not have heard this, but the short version is I'm using a web hosting service. It's a free service, or they at least have a free plan that I was using to make my merch store. And unfortunately, they're not going to have their free plan anymore. So on November 20th, that's 1 week from now, November 20th, I'm going to lose access to my merch store. And I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to bring it back. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. So if you're curious to get some merch, if you want to get yourself a hat or a shirt or anything like that, definitely be sure to get it within the next 7 days, because once the store goes away, it might be a while till I can bring the merch back. And also, even when I do bring the merch back, it's probably going to be different designs. It's probably not going to be the exact same t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. So if you want a little bit of Quincy Kane memorabilia, if you want to grab something that might be exclusive in the future from now, then definitely be sure to do that within the next 7 days. So, all right, let's get into some music here. Becky commenting to Silas. I remember you saying your birthday is this month. I don't know if it's been yet, but anything good you're getting or got? You'll have to give us the update on that, Silas. And for all of you, anything fun or eventful happened lately, let me know. All right, so this is a song I'm working on. I'm hoping I'll get this song done and released before the end of the year. It's going to be a little bit of a squeeze, but we'll see if it happens or not. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I think I'm actually going to record some temporary vocals. So I'll kind of let you guys listen to it, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and sing with it. I have not written the lyrics yet, so just so you guys know, like what I'm singing, I don't really know what the song's going to be about yet. I have a concept. Again, I think the song's going to be called Poison, and the idea is how a lot of times, sometimes we take on traits that we don't like. Sometimes we take on traits from generations before us, and we sort of accuse them for our problems when really we all have choices. We're all responsible for our own choices. And it's very easy sometimes to want to blame another generation, whether it's the past generation or the current generation. You want to blame someone else for you being the way you are, when the truth is you are who you choose to be. And that's kind of what the song is about. So I know what the tone I want. This is where the craft is going to come in. So I'm going to have to spend some time with the words. I want it to be kind of like a tough love song, you know? Like I want it to kind of like it hurts a little bit. It stings because there's truth in what it's saying, but it's coming from a loving place. It's not coming from someone who's, you know, the intent of the song is not to put someone down or to bash them or to point out their hypocrisy or anything like that. It's more so like to raise awareness, like, hey, do you realize this about yourself? And what are you going to do about it? You know, it's because we all have to ask that question for ourselves. At the end of the day, what am I going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You know, when life is the way it is, we can't control the things outside of us. The only thing we can control for certain is our choices, our actions, the things that we do. And depending on the choices that we make, that's going to affect not only ourselves, but the people around us. And so the choices you make, they matter. And in this particular instance, it's sort of addressing somebody who perhaps they're making choices that work a little bit like poison. The choices that they make are not only hurting themselves, but hurting the people around them. So that's the concept. But again, that's still pretty vague. I don't have like the details of what exactly I'm talking about. I've got some temporary lyrics here, but again, these are definitely going to change. The chorus is like the only part that might stay the same, but the verses are temporary and the bridge is temporary. But I'm going to go ahead and sing along, and the purpose for singing is to get a melody recorded, get the vocals recorded, and that way as I'm writing the other instrument parts, you want to support the melody, because that's the thing. A song like this, the piano is kind of like the backbone, but the face of the song is the vocal. It's the melody. So I want to go ahead and get something recorded so that as I'm adding other instruments in there, as I'm adding other layers, they should be supporting the melody. I don't want them to be competing with the melody or conflicting with the melody or distracting from the melody. I want them to be supporting and gradually adding intensity to the song. So that's the goal. So, and here's the thing. Whenever you're writing a song, if you don't know what to do, I've kind of been reminding myself, this applies to more than just songwriting. This is a good tip for life. Start with what you know. Sometimes when you're trying to work towards something and you feel like there's so much to do, but you're not sure what to do and you don't know where to start, just start with what you know. And so even this song, like I don't have the whole song visualized, but I know I want vocals and I know I can sing the vocals and I know I can get them in there. So I'm going to start with that. We're just going to start with the vocals, and then I've kind of got a little list here of some other things we might look into. So we shall see how it goes. Sounds like Silas is going to be having a birthday party with some friends, so that should be a lot of fun. I do hope it's a good one. And it was last Saturday. Okay, so your birthday was last Saturday. Well, happy birthday, happy belated birthday. But you're going to be having a party soon. So awesome. I hope that goes well. Hey, Jack saying, didn't respond, had to make a call, saw my doctor today, went better than expected. Well, I'm glad it was a good appointment. I've actually got an appointment coming up on the 17th, so on Monday. It's just a checkup, but, you know, things have been mostly good. I don't know that I'm totally in the clear yet, but definitely good stuff. So I'm glad your appointment went well. Just keep me in your prayers. Hopefully mine will go well as well. All right. Okay, I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to try singing along with this. Again, these are not the final vocals. This is just a demo. I haven't practiced this song, so it might be a little rough. Let me see if this works. Hello, check 1, 2. Okay. I think we're good. Something sounds a little weird, but all right. Here we go.
Searching all the empty spaces and finding what remains, the fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own. We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices. Searching all the empty spaces and finding what remains, the fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own. It glitched on me. All right. I think it got that. Let me make sure. Alright, cool. But too scared to face your own. Alright, we're gonna continue. Sorry, 1 second. Continue recording. We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself. I know it doesn't matter, but the timing's a little tricky. Again, haven't practiced. We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. And somewhere in the distance, there's an ocean full of promise. If you wanna make a difference, then it's time to sink or swim. See if I can get that last note a little better. So we got some high notes at that section. We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. And somewhere in the distance, there's an ocean full of promise. If you wanna make a difference, then it's time to sink or swim. Yeah, it's a little rough, but I'm not going to be a perfectionist. Let me see if I can get that last bit. Wanna make a difference. Then it's time to sink or swim. We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices. We all make choices. We all make choices. Don't drink the poison. All right, so there's like little
tidbits of good sprinkled in with little tidbits of roughs. But hey, it'll get the job done.
If you wanna make a difference, then
Let me get that smoothed out. Might glitch there a little bit because I didn't.
if you wanna make a difference, then it's time to sink or swim. We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices. We all make choices. We all make choices. All right. Don't drink.
Okay, so just going to turn those down a little bit so they're not super loud in the mix.
Choices, and yours are poison. Now you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else.
I'm just going to rant real quick. Well, I don't know if rant. I'm going to vent real quick. I hate how, like, I feel like my voice is so inconsistent. I'll get like this little screech here.
And infecting
Ing, and then I'll get like this great grit right here.
everybody else.
Like that sounded great, but it's like, why can't the whole thing sound good? You know? So anyway, vent over. Thank you, Becky, saying that you've had the lyrics stuck in your head from ages ago. Highlighting the lyrics here, we all make choices, and yours are poison, how you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. So I'll take that as a good sign. I'll take that as a good sign if the lyrics are kind of getting stuck in your head. But the rest of the song, I still got to kind of map that out and figure out. Like, I have the concept, but I still got to figure out what I'm talking about. Thank you for the kind words. Sounds great. Sounds great. Thank you, Jack and Silas. Can't wait for this song to be finished. Well, thank you. Hopefully, we can get a little closer to finishing it today. Well, again, I don't really know. We're going to discover together what it's going to be. So we'll see. And then, yeah, sounds like Silas got some good stuff. Birthday presents. And amplifier. Yeah, that's pretty great. All right, awesome. Okay, so we got some vocals. Let's have a look. Again, we're going to start with what we know. I'm going to try to add some strings in here. So let me put this mic down. Turn this back up so you can hear me. Okay. Okay, I have a note that at bar 15, I've written that down. Go ahead and I'm gonna save real quick. Okay, so I think right here.
The fragments of a generation pursuing life in chains. Never taking on the burden.
Get some strings right there. So I've already got, let me like take a clip of this. Probably going to change this, but let me just move it over here. Let's see what we get. So what I'm trying to do right now, so here's the thing. We've got a piano, but the goal is we know what we're building to. I think if you guys remember the last time I worked on this, we kind of started with the heavy part first. We started all the way over here where like the whole band is playing. So I think it was this bit right here.
And somewhere in the distance there's a...
Yeah, sometimes this is going to glitch out on me, so. So that's kind of like what we're building up to, but we got to go from this to all of that. So we want to kind of gradually escalate things. We're kind of little by little adding in pieces. The other thing you want to do, I mean, even with a regular song, after a while, there's kind of two things we're trying to accomplish here. One, we're trying to keep the song engaging. So if we listen, it starts with piano. So the listener's kind of trying to identify, okay, what is this? But after a few measures, then the vocals come in, as well as that bass note.
Finding what remains, the fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains.
And so you kind of get a sense there. 1 second. Had a lyric idea there, but no. Okay. So at this point, it's like, all right, we get it. Vocals, piano. So if you kind of keep doing that, it runs the risk of starting to sound a little redundant. So the easiest thing you can do is just have like a new instrument come up, some new element pop up, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, even though it's technically doing the same thing, it's just going to play that same melody and that same that same piano part again.
Never taking on the burden and always casting stones.
You know, it's kind of just doing that same part again, but we can sort of make it sound new again by just having a new instrument pop in. So that's a great tip. Plus the fact that we're trying to have this song build up anyway, this is already helping us accomplish that goal. So I think we're just going to have it hold a single note, and maybe not even that high. Yeah, like I don't think it has to be anything complicated at all. I think just a simple kind of thing. Yeah, that note right there. And let's see if that's long enough.
Never taking on the burden and always.
And one thing that'd be kind of cool would be actually to go up a half step. So there we go. It's already begun. You just got to start somewhere, and then it starts sparking new ideas. So actually going there would be kind of neat.
Never taking on the burden and always casting stones.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I want to try moving it down an octave, see if by chance I like it lower. See if I like that better.
Life in chains, never taking on the burden.
Yeah, a little fuller.
And always casting stones.
And, ooh, I think I got another idea. This might be too much, but it's always worth trying. Might go to that note the fourth time.
Pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, too scared to face your own.
Yeah, I think I like that note. I gotta clean up my vocals there a little bit, because I stumbled on the timing. I might just be able to copy and paste from the second verse, because I sang the same lyrics. Okay, now keep in mind, I mean, I think you know this already, but this is just a demo. Like, as we're writing this, these are not the finished sounds, you know, so if it's like, oh, it sounds kind of, you know, kind of weak, or it sounds kind of, you know, doesn't sound very professional. It's like, well, we're in the writing process, you know. We're not actually producing the song yet. So right now it's just about like figuring out the layers, and then later I can go back in and replace them with better sounds.
Finding what remains stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too.
So I think we want right there. Yeah, I just need that lyric from there. Need to paste it here. See if that works.
Quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own.
And then keep this note holding out a little longer. Okay. So we'll see what that sounds like.
Searching all the empty spaces and finding what remains, the fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own. We all make choices.
Okay, so pretty simple. It's not like anything that complicated, but it's just enough to create a little more interest. And again, I might expound on that later. Right now, I'm just going to keep moving with the song, but I might come back and decide like, oh, I want some higher notes in there. And even when I go to make this to get it sounding a little fuller, like the single string might just be a little too, like, kind of too weird sounding. Might sound better to sort of blend them together. And there's things I can do, like I can put reverb on it to make it sound a little more full and a little nicer, but it serves its purpose right now. Becky, you were asking about Alexandria. It was nice. It was good. We had good weather all week. And it was nice just being with the parents and with my brother. There was a lot of nice places to kind of do some bike riding and got to do some sightseeing. I got to go to a skate park one day and had a good session there, so that was a lot of fun. We would eat out at different restaurants. That was really nice. Actually, I had one pretty exciting little event. I'll tell you guys about it real quick before we hop in. Unfortunately, no zombies. Or, depending on your perspective, Some people might be like, luckily, there were no zombies. Me, I'm like, that might have been fun, so, having to deal with a few zombies. So, no zombies. But there was one little eventful encounter. So, we wanted to try out the metro. We don't live out in the city, so we don't take the metro all that often. So, me and my parents, my brother, we were going to go check out the mall, which Alexandria is by... it's pretty close to where the Pentagon is, and it's pretty close to Washington. So we were going to the Pentagon City Mall is where we were going to go, and we were going to take the metro there. So we did that, went to the mall. That was pretty fun, getting a look around. And thank God that mall still had an Auntie Anne's, which our mall has lost. So whenever I get a chance to get an Auntie Anne's pretzel, it is a blessing. So that was nice. And then my brother still wanted to hang out at the mall for a bit, but my parents and I'm trying to remember what we were heading out to do. I think we were wanting to go to the Pentagon. Yeah, I think we were going to go check out the Pentagon and check out the memorial there. And yeah, thank you. Jack saying got to do some skateboarding. Yeah, had some good weather for it and landed some tricks I was pretty psyched about. Let's see. Okay, so we were getting back on the metro to go to the Pentagon, but something happened. We were walking down, and we were kind of in the metro, and I could hear this hollering. I could hear this yelling, but it was hard to discern what the person was saying. It was sort of this unintelligible speech. And as we got closer, we saw that there was a man, and I think he was a disabled man, and he was in a motorized wheelchair. And it was kind of hard to identify what was going on at the moment, but I think he had a basket on the front of his wheelchair, and he had different candy in there. I know he had like those sour Airhead strips in there, and I think he must have been selling them. That must have been his way of making money. And there was a little boy, I don't know how old he was, might have been 10 or 12, something like that, but there was a little boy who was actually taking from him. He was kind of harassing the man, and then, sort of circling around him, and then he'd grab a candy and then back away. And he was just taking candy from this man. And my mom saw that. So my mom saw that, and she just called out, like, kudos to her, right away. She's like, hey, he's stealing from him. Someone stop him, And the boy saw that and so grabbed the candy and ran, and I just took after him. So like I sprinted, and again, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I'm actually really fast at running. So I caught up to him like super fast, and he turned and saw me right behind him, and I startled him, and he dropped all the candy on the ground. And so I started picking it up, and I just kind of looked at him and just sort of pointed like, did you take this from him? And just kind of being like sort of, you know, stern, but trying to get a grasp of the understanding and like understanding of the situation and not jump to conclusions. But I was picking it up, and we got the candy back to the guy, but we realized like as soon as we were going to leave, the boy was just going to do it again. So we ended up having to find one of the guys working at the metro station, and he ended up calling the police. And unfortunately, like I think my mom was really good about quickly picking up on the situation and like stepping up to take action. But unfortunately, I think she kind of went into nana mode a little bit. And so she sort of started kind of, thanks. Yeah, Becky's saying, Quincy, my hero. And so mom started kind of, what's the word? I don't want to say scold, but, you know, she was starting to correct him, you know, trying to tell him, like, you don't take from people and that kind of thing. But in that kind of situation, it's like we were just showing up. I felt like there was more information we needed before jumping to conclusions. So I wanted to ask the boy, like, hey, where are your parents, man? You know, why are you taking from this guy? You know, like get a little more info of what's going on. Because he, for what it's worth, you know, the boy, he had kind of a belly on him. So he wasn't starving. So I don't know that he was homeless or not, or if he was homeless, he had food. But I'm definitely certain, like, even though he was in the wrong for taking from that man, at the same time, he's a victim too, because he's just a young boy. And I'm guessing he's probably lacking a father figure in his home. And he's probably used to kind of taking what he wants and not having to face consequences for it. And so he's seeing somebody that he can take advantage of, that he can, and just go. Just kind of take that and get away with it. And he was kind of talking with us. He was looking at me and saying, like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And I just kind of stared at him. And whenever I was trying to think what to say, a lot of times mom would kind of speak up. And I wish she wasn't, you know, I wish she would have asked more questions, you know. She, like, I give a lot of kudos to her. I think mom's actually really street smart. Like, she's really good about kind of recognizing what people are up to or what they might be up to. And so I think she did a lot of things good. But me, I personally would have asked a lot more questions to try to de-escalate the situation and try to gain an understanding of the motivations behind each person's action, rather than just like automatically being like, hey, I saw you doing this, don't do that, you know, like try to get a little more info on the story. But eventually he realized like we weren't going to leave the man alone until he left. And so the boy, he caught us some colorful language, and then he headed off. But so that was quite the event right there. But yeah, Becky's saying lots of people would have pretended not to notice, and I think that was the case. It's like one of those things you could have easily just walked by and just ignored it. But the man seemed to appreciate it. And again, like, it's kind of sad to think, like, you know, I don't know what his next day was like. I don't know what tomorrow was like for him, where, like, I wasn't able to get more info on the story. I don't know who that man was. I don't know if, like, that's his way of making a living, if he's just got some way of selling money or selling candy. And if he gets taken advantage of a lot because of his mental disability, like, it's, you know, there's just a lot that I wasn't quite able to. But yeah, I kind of appreciated my mom just because you're right. It's unfortunate, especially in this day and age. Like we kind of talked about it. We definitely talked more about it afterwards. And some people are scared to step up and do the right thing because sometimes you get in trouble for it. Sometimes you're trying to help, and then you end up, like, we see that happen a lot of times. You see a lot of times somebody who's in the wrong, they get to go free, and then somebody who stepped up to do the right thing, they end up facing punishment for it. And I don't know why our justice system has gotten backwards. At least that's the case in the States. I'm not sure what it's like in Canada and in the UK. But some people are scared to step up and do the right thing because it's almost not worth the effort. But I know from my beliefs, I've kind of decided for myself already. Even mom was kind of, and it's funny too, because like the way she talks, she sounds like she doesn't want to step up and take action. She sounds like she'd rather, you know, like she knows she could get in trouble for that. But I think her heart you know, I think her heart speaks louder than her words, you know? Like, even though, like, when she's away from the situation and she can think clearly about it, she can talk herself out of it, like, that's dangerous, that's not, you know, that's not the right, you know, even though that's the right thing to do, it's like, you might face, you know, problems for it. But when you don't have time to think and you just see someone needing help, you know, the fact that her initial instinct is to sort of step up and to help, you know, that, well, I admire that, you know, and I think that's how everyone should be. I think, you know, you just should always be willing to step up and help someone, and you shouldn't worry about what the posterior consequences of it is, you know, somebody's life and taking care of them, that's a lot more important to deal with in the moment. Lily, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. I was just chatting a little bit about a trip I had. I was gone last week in Alexandria, Virginia, but let me know how you've been. I'm working on the song. I'll let you hear what we've got so far, and I'm going to get back to it. But we were taking a little moment just to talk about my trip in Alexandria and kind of an exciting little encounter that happened at the mall there. So the mall in Washington is an actual mall, like a shopping mall. I mean, the one we went to is. I actually don't know that it was in, I don't know if it's exactly in Washington, because Alexandria is about an hour from Washington or a few minutes from Washington. And I think the Pentagon is in between Alexandria and Washington. So I'm not sure if it's in Washington or if it's just near Washington. The Pentagon itself is, you know, its own building, and then there's a Pentagon City. I guess it's the city closest to the Pentagon, and there is a mall there. So that's the mall we went to. And yeah, sounds like it might be a similar situation in the UK. Thanks, Jack, saying I appreciate that so much, Quincy. As someone who works with mental health and developmental challenges and staring at the prospect of greater physical challenges, I hope people will do right. And absolutely, you know, it's unfortunate, but you know, do unto others the way you want to be treated, and you certainly should not prey upon the less fortunate. You know, you shouldn't take advantage of those that are less fortunate to benefit yourselves. Here in Canada, we are heading in the wrong direction. Yeah, it might be kind of a world thing, and hopefully it'll shift directions at some point. And I understand, yeah, Quincy, I understand her concerns. There's a lot of movies where adults are put in situations where they are afraid to confront violent kids. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, you just gotta, you know, you definitely have to use discernment. And the best I can say is, and this is my intentions, is you always try to de-escalate the situation. So even though it was kind of exciting, the intent was not to keep riling people up or riling somebody up or provoking them or anything like that. You're definitely trying to calm down the situation. And again, my intent would have been to ask more questions to try to reach an understanding and reach some clarity. But unfortunately didn't get the chance to do that. So, all right. So looking back at this song, so Lily, if you're out there, I'll let you kind of hear what we got so far. This is a song that I'm working on. It's very much in the early stages, but the song is going to be called Poison, and I still have to write all the words for it, but I went ahead and recorded like some temporary lyrics, and I've got some music. I'm writing more music parts for it. I'm hoping I'll be able to release this song before the end of this year, but we'll see whether or not that actually happens. So, but here's what we got so far.
Searching all the empty spaces and finding what remains, the fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden,
And the strings come in.
and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own. We all make choices.
All right, so we're going to have more strings here. I just got to figure out what they should do. So give me a second.
We all make choices, and yours are poison.
Let me see something real quick. I've got these other strings here. I want to see if they sound the same.
We all make choices.
All right, so that's good. So I think we're going to have some lower strings, just playing kind of simple notes. Yeah, we're going to split that note. I want to go to that note, but I have a feeling that's going to be a little too busy. I think I'm going to have to simplify it.
We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing up.
It's not too bad. I feel like it should probably go right there. That's probably going to be a little less distracting.
We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing.
But I do like the other one better. Let's see.
We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself.
I think we're going to go. And then maybe we could go to this note still. Or that note there. Let's see what that sounds like.
You're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else.
I think that's a little too jumpy. Let's give that a shot.
You're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices. Searching all.
All right, so it's coming along. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. I see we've got Inuta. So, hey, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Trying to type, yeah. All I saw, I came back and I just saw maybe try moving the cat. And at first I was like, I don't have a cat here. And so then I realized, I needed to get a little more context of what was going on. Inut is here to escalate the weirdness. Am I too late? No, not too late. I think you'll be all right. I look out for a guy with high-functioning autism, and he was staring at a guy who became very belligerent and aggressive when I tried to step in and explain he didn't understand. Yeah, it definitely takes a little bit of patience. And I don't know if there's an actual name for it, but my brother, actually the brother who was with us when we went on vacation, he's got some mental disability. Now, he's come a long way. I think, he was homeschooled with our grandmother, and I think she did so much to really help him, overcome that. I think if we just had let him go through a regular school system, they might have kind of treated him in a way where he wouldn't have been able to be so independent. He's got such independence in spite of his condition. He's come over it and really made a difference from it. But so my mom definitely has a heart for people who, because of my brother, because of her son, she definitely has a heart for people who struggle with any kind of sort of mental disability, because she can relate to that and she understands what it's like having to raise a child who struggles with that. Yeah, I could see that, yeah. Becky's saying, I often feel like people who are suffering themselves are better at helping others, more empathy. I don't know if help is the best word, but I think definitely better at understanding and better with connecting. I think if they've overcome their suffering, then absolutely. The best person you're fit to serve is the person you used to be. So if you're someone that you used to struggle with something and you overcame it, then you are really well equipped to help somebody else overcome that same thing because you've done it before. But if you're kind of going through something yourself and you don't really have all the answers, you might be able to relate with other people, and you can certainly support each other and help each other through that circumstance. But you definitely want to use wisdom and discerning, like whether or not you're actually able to help that person. Are you able to help them, or are you just able to sort of sympathize with them? And thank you, Lily, saying lovely piano. Appreciate that. And some nice conversation happening here. Got some cat typing. I don't need a cat. Yeah, Lily's saying you should get a cat. My brother's got a cat. Yep, her name's Matilda, and she's enough cat for all of us. Let's see here. Yeah, in Utah, saying, I'll notify the cat distribution center for you. They'll get you one soon. No need to do that. Yep. We think we own cats, but they really own us. Yeah, I've witnessed that. I've witnessed that with my brother. All right, so back to this. So yeah, I think that kind of worked out. We've got those strings coming in on the chorus here. I think I'm going to add one more layer of strings.
And yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices.
And I actually kind of like how it cuts out there. I might have one more string, just, a low note.
We all make choices.
But it's kind of nice how it cuts out there. I was going to add a higher layer of strings. So I'm going to copy and paste this. In case you can't tell what's going on, so these green blocks here, those are the strings, and I'm going to paste them up here now. So they're the same notes, but I'm going to move them around and try to create something. Let's find like a nice high note. Trying to think what a good... See if this one works. This might kind of harmonize in a nice way.
We all make choices.
Sorry, struggling with the movement there.
We all make choices.
Man, I might be making it more complicated than it has to be. Let's try that.
We all make choices.
So yeah, I'm moving the different nodes. Direct. Let me do that again. There we go. Let's see what that sounds like.
We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself.
Okay, not too shabby. And I'm just going to copy and paste that. That'll work for now. Again, when you're kind of making this first draft, it's more about a concept. So I think the idea of strings there works, and then I can be more specific later in the process.
We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices.
And let's try this one note here.
Everybody else. We all make choices. choices.
Let's extend that.
Yes, we all make choices.
Cool. All right, so we're getting somewhere. Let's hear that in context.
Pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own. We all make choices, and yours are poison. Now you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices, searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains.
Okay, so I think we're off to a good start. Now we're probably going to keep the strings happening. So this part, I got to be honest, I'm a little torn. Let me mute the guitars for now. I kind of like the idea of having this break beat, but I might have to, it might just be a production thing that I need to figure out how to get it to work. So this kind of break beat.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains.
That actually sounds not too bad. I think I got to try something different with these guitars. Maybe clean tone would be fine because they're just a little harsh. I was trying to pick some pretty dissonant notes because that can be cool sometimes, but I don't know that I love this.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains.
Of course, you can't even hear that. All right, let me see if they're coming through.
King on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own. We all make choices, and yours are poison.
All right.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains. Fragments of a generation.
Well, I'm going to start with what I know. So I know I want some more strings in there. So we'll copy and paste this. And I might mute those guitars for now and then unmute them later. So we'll come back, we'll revisit those. Because I'm kind of on the fence. Like, I almost like them, and I don't know if maybe they're just not perfectly tuned, and so they're struggling, or maybe it's the guitar tone I'm using or something. Or maybe I need to change the part. Like, there's something kind of cool there. Like, I'll play the guitars real quick. Again, you can hear they're kind of creepy sounding, and that's sort of what I wanted. Part of it is this noise gate. That's messing stuff up. Because they're not even sustaining very well. They're like getting cut off. And then the only other thing is like the more I listen to it, like I get used to it, but almost every time when I've just listened to this first bit, whoops, sorry, 1 second. Like when I've listened to all this, and when those drums and that guitar comes in, it's a little harsh sounding to me. Like the piano is so warm sounding. So that's why I'm having trouble discerning, like, is it a production thing or is it a writing thing?
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains.
So, but I've learned this before, you know, maybe I just need to try to write something else. And because I've written stuff before that I'm kind of like, oh, that's sort of cool. And it's almost like you're almost scared to write something else because I don't know why. It's like, for some reason, you're almost like, oh, that's kind of cool. You feel like if you go to write something else, it's like you can't go back, and that's not true. It's like you can write something else, and if you can't come up with something better, you can always go back to what you previously had. So anyway, let's get some strings in here.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains. Fragments of a generation, pursuing life in change.
I'm gonna cut here. And then, actually, I think we're just gonna copy and paste all that again.
Never taking on the burden, and always casting stones. So quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face them. We all make choices.
Okay, and then, I mean, maybe that'll help some. We'll unmute those guitars.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains. Fragments of a generation.
All right, sorry, I'm going to listen to that again. But, yeah, I'm working on the song here, and you guys are having cat chats. But, no. And what was it? I saw the comment. His next song might be about cats. Yeah. Y'all are going to, what's the word? Like indirectly, like influence my mind, and I'm just gonna be like, I don't know why, but I just feel this longing to write a song about cats. So, no, you guys keep chatting it up. Y'all can chat all y'all want about cats. I'm just providing the soundtrack for your conversation. I'm providing the soundtrack for cats. Well, not the musical cats, but you know what I mean. Brainwashed. There we go. No, I think there's another word for it, though. Brainwash is like one thing, but isn't there a word? I feel like there's a word, I feel like it's sub something, or like to subconsciously evoke something, you know, or influence something. I don't know if, again, Becky, you continue to impress me with your memory. I was having some kind of allergic or allergetic, I don't know, reaction a few months ago, but it seemed to have gone away. Like I haven't been dealing with it lately. We cleaned the heck out of my room, but you know, the cat's still around. So I'm not sure. It might have just been dust, and maybe it had just piled up and I just needed a good dusting and vacuuming in my room. Maybe that's all it needed. But a lot of it was through the cat area of the house. And I've been a little more, like I definitely don't linger there as much, but yeah. So I don't know that I'm allergic to cats, but maybe too much exposure is a little much. Okay, so let's have a listen to this bit.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains. Fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains.
Okay, so now that I hear that, I kind of want to try something different. There's like parts of it that I like, and then I want to play around with something different. let's see if we can write a different guitar part. So I'm just creating a couple tracks. I'm going to hold on to these ideas, but I'm going to mute them for now, so I can always go back to them later. Let me look. Must be okay. I want to hear this idea real quick. I was about to say it must be really quiet. It's just the output. How the heck did I play that? That's the funny thing. Like, you'll write stuff, and then later you come back and you got to remember how you played it. Those are the notes. Maybe I'm in standard tuning. Let me get this where you guys can hear it. I'm guessing that's how I did it. Or that. It's a little bit easier. Yeah, I think it was just that. Let me see how to do that. Yeah, there we go. Just. I think it's probably still in drop tuning. So, whoop. There we go. All right. So let's play around with some guitar, see if we can find a layer that potentially fits better.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stone. Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own. Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, too scared to face it.
I'm not hearing what I was kind of hearing. Let me go back. Sometimes playing into it helps.
We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices. Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and all we
see what that sounds like.
searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face it.
Maybe there's something there. Let's play with that.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life.
I might have got my rhythm off. Yeah, I wasn't playing on a 5 count, so.
searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, but always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to...
Okay, we're getting somewhere. All right, we'll see. Yeah, I saw Silas was back, hey. And Silas, for the record, I know what scene you're referring to. You were saying, I'm back. But just from text, it's kind of hard to tell you're quoting a movie from that, you know. But yes, I remember that when he thinks he's got his powers back from Spider-Man 2. But that's a good one. Yep. Just noticed. That's interesting. Yeah, if you type really fast, the video freezes. Yeah. Maybe you've got super speed power. Or yeah, maybe it's why you lag so often, because you're typing super fast when we're having our game night or something. Yep. Toby Spider-Man movies were my favorite. Still got the moves. Yeah, thanks, Silas, saying likes the ambience. Yeah, it's just some of the some strings that I added to it. I'm trying to revisit the guitar part, see if I can find something that I feel like fits a little better. Yes, the dance is from Spider-Man 3. Yeah, we don't talk too much about that one, but the first two, those are where it's at. And yeah, saying, wait, his dance was cringy? You mean to say I shouldn't have learned it? No, I think people will like it if you do that dance. Somehow it recharges. Yes, I am in drop C, Silas. Yep, guitar's in drop C. All right, yeah, right now I'm kind of revisiting the guitar part, trying to see if I can write something for the second bit here.
Searching all the...
Let's give that a shot.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, too scared to face it. We all make choices.
Alright. So we got that. I don't know if it should be clean or distorted. We'll see how it sounds distorted.
Searching all the empty spaces, searching all the empty spaces, and finding what remains, fragments of a generation.
Real quick. Oops. I can hear this other part.
Searching all the empty spaces, and finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, too scared to face it. We all make
Maybe something like that. Let's see how that works.
searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, always casting stones, so quick to spot the searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, too scared to face it.
Something kind of cool there. It might be too much, though. I have a feeling, I don't know. I think that's part of the process. Sometimes you're kind of digging around, and sometimes you come up with something a little overcomplicated, but then you learn to dial it back. But it's searching for those right notes. Let me hear just these two. So it does harmonize. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll see how it sounds. All right. Whoops. There we go.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, too scared to face your own. We all make choices.
Let's see how that works.
Searching all the empty space.
A little loud. Let's try here.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation.
Let's hear it in context, so we'll go into it.
We all make choices, and yours are poison.
See you later, Jack. Always appreciate you tuning in.
Killing of yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices. Searching all the empty spaces, finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, but too scared to face your own. We all make choices, and you're...
So not too bad. It kind of gave me an idea. I'm going to try something real quick. And real quick, to answer Silas's question, he was asking, Quincy, what are some of your favorite... You do double track your guitars, right? It depends on what I'm doing. In this case, I just did a harmony, so one to the left and one to the right. But again, this song's a little different than some of the others. Like you'll hear later, this is all building up to this heavy section here.
And somewhere in the distance, there's an ocean.
And there I've got double track. So those are double tracked, and those are left and right. And then same thing with, I've got some lead guitars at that part that are double tracked. I think they're doing octaves. But they're kind of sloppily played because, again, this is writing. This isn't the final track. So it just depends on what I'm doing. For this song, again, a lot of songwriting is a discovery process. So I don't know exactly what I want it to do. I know what it's building up to. And this song, again, it just starts as just a piano. Whoops, if I go back to the beginning, it's just a piano. And I need it to gradually build and gradually get more intense. So the first few guitars that come in are probably going to be more like lead parts, and they're I don't know that they're going to be doubled right off the bat. As I want it to get bigger and fuller, I'll eventually double parts, but right now I'm not sure. In fact, right now what I was thinking is I might do that same part, but have them kind of echo. So have like the left one play and then the right one play. So it might be... So instead of doing it every time, I think I'm going to try it every other time and see what that sounds like.
Searching all the empty spaces and finding what remains, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, too scared to face them. We all make choices.
And Silas was asking about my favorite drop C riffs. That's hard to answer. It's probably going to come from bands like probably Killswitch Engage and The Faceless are the first two that I think of. There might be some other bands in drop C. But if I were to demonstrate real quick, Killswitch Engage, of course, you got My Curse. I've always liked This Is Absolution. The, let's see. There's probably a lot of great Killswitch songs. Was it Arms of Sorrow? That's a good one. There's a lot of good Killswitch, and then a lot of great Faceless riffs. Whoop. Haven't played that in a long time. Let's see. Man, I suck. There we go. Faceless, they've got some, man, I haven't played them in a while though, but they've got some good riffs. They had a lot of stuff that was fun to play. I liked, yeah, so probably something from The Faceless or Killswitch Engage. All right, I'm going to get this other guitar part recorded. Let's see here. And yeah, Becky's saying, how don't I notice the left-right thing till he pointed out? Yeah, Animal I've Become, I think that's in drop C. Yeah, sounds really cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, those are some fun ones to play. Yeah, thank you, Becky and Silas. Let's see here. The other guitar part.
Searching all the
how to do that. I think that, yeah. I think that's all there is to it. So I'm going to try to echo what I did before, but with the harmony part. We'll see what that sounds like.
Searching all the empty spaces, finding what we made, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, always casting stones, so quick to spot the sins of others, too scared to face it all. We all make choices.
Might work, might not, but that's what these tests are for. You never know until you try.
Searching all the empty spaces.
And I'm gonna cut that there. All right, so we'll see what this sounds like.
Affecting everybody else. We all make choices. Searching all the empty spaces, finding what we made, fragments of a generation, pursuing life in chains, never taking on the burden, and always casting stones.
That's kind of funny because as I listen, like when you hear stuff, it starts to spark ideas. So I think it's too much right now, but later it might be a good way to build up intensity. So it'd be kind of cool.
Searching all the empty spaces.
Ah, darn it. I'd have to re-record it. But it might be cool to let the first one ring out longer. Like,
Searching all the empty spaces. Finding what we made.
and have that go left and right.
Pursuing life in change.
And then have it double it up.
Never taking on the burden.
Something like that could be kind of cool. It's probably going to end up being something simpler.
Too scared to face it all. We all make choices, and yours are poison. How yours?
Let's see here.
We all make choices, and yours are.
Let's add these strings.
We all make choices, and yours are poison. How you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. And somewhere in the distance, there's an ocean full of promise. If you wanna make a difference, then it's time to sink or swim. We all make choices, and yours are poison. Now you're slowly killing off yourself and infecting everybody else. We all make choices. We all make choices. We all make choices. Don't drink the poison.
All right, so, got a few ideas out. I'll have to sit with them a little bit more, but hopefully you guys found that interesting to watch. Catching up, Silas was saying, I might ask my pastor if my band could play a show at the church. That'd be great if you guys, hey, if you got like a youth event coming up or something like that, that'd be awesome. I know me and my friends, we got to play for a few performances for events that we did at our church, so I think that'd be awesome if that worked out. Yep, can't hurt to ask. But yeah, probably a good way to sort of set it up is, if I'd say your best bet is if there's some kind of youth event or something, if there's going to be like a youth hangout or something like that, and you guys are going to have, pizza and food and games, and then you guys can be the band. I'm sure that would work out. So thanks for the applause, Becky. So it's still a work in progress. Again, I'm hoping I'm going to be playing with this song a lot more, actually. Again, sometimes on the stream, like on the spot, it's a little, how do I say this? So when I do this segment, it's always kind of nice starting with a fresh idea, because I can always, I can always record the idea and program the drums. Like, that's the easy part. But it's actually after that, once you've got the initial idea started, it's like, well, now what do I do? That's where it's a little harder to make content out of it, because this is what the process is. Sometimes it comes like that, and then sometimes it's a lot of just trial and error, just recording something, sitting back and listening and deciding whether or not you like it, and then letting that inspire other ideas and change it from that. So there's definitely some stuff here. I just got to sit with it more. And like I said, guys, I just finished Pull the Trigger. That song is done. There's still a few things for me to upload regarding that, but that song is done. And so maybe next week, either next week or the following week, I'm probably going to start production on this song. I'm going to be spending more time with it and writing it, and we'll see. It's going to be close because I don't have a whole lot of time, but I'm going to see if I can get this song out before 2025 wraps up. But yes, Pull the Trigger is available. It's currently being distributed on Spotify and different streaming platforms, so you'll have to wait a little while before you can listen to it on whatever streaming platform you prefer, but it is on its way. But if you want early access to it, you can check it out on Bandcamp. So again, I'll post the link, but you can see it pinned at the top there. But if you hit the link and you go to Bandcamp, you can go ahead and check out the song. I've got the finished version of Pull the Trigger right there. And then there's going to be a few other things coming out regarding that also. So there's that. Guys, thanks for hanging out. One more little bit of news. Again, if you didn't hear, my merch store is going to be going away on November 20th. I'll write that date, November 20th. So goodbye, merch store. There we go. November 20th, goodbye, merch store. So if you'd like to get a piece of merch, if you want to get a t-shirt or a hoodie or something before it goes away, just make sure you do it before the 20th and you should be fine. Once it goes away, eventually I'll bring merch back, but to be honest, there's just so many, I think there's more important things that I'm juggling right now, so it's probably going to be a while till I bring merch back. So if you want to get some while you can, just that's sort of the due date. To grab some. And then even when I do bring merch back, I'll probably have new designs. So if you want to get the current designs before they're possibly gone forever, definitely be sure to do that. Some things like the hats, the hat and the beanie, those would probably come back, but I have a feeling things like maybe the hoodie and the t-shirt and the sleeveless shirt, those might not be coming back. They'll probably be replaced with a different design. So if you want to kind of grab that stuff and have some of that memorabilia before it's gone, you've got till the 20th to get that taken care of. Silas saying, I'm happy for her that she got to see my cousin get married, though. I might be missing what the conversation is. Oh, mom couldn't be there because she went with my cousin's wedding. I gotcha. Well, hopefully they had a good time at the wedding. Happy International Men's Day. I didn't know that was a thing. So, thanks, I guess. I didn't know it was a thing. But there we go. Enjoy your party, Silas. Yeah, Silas, I hope you have a fun birthday party. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Oh, also, which one of it was you? I don't know if it was you, Becky, or if it was Jack. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Daniel. But if you remember, I think the last stream we had, we were talking about some candy. Daniel wanted me to try the cherry mash. I haven't been able to find any of those. but somebody mentioned the Kinder Bueno bars, something like that. And then someone mentioned the Mars bars. I feel like Jack was the Mars bars. Becky, were you the Kinder Bueno? Because while I was in Alexandria, we went by a store. We just went into a CVS. I needed to grab something. And then while we were there, I was looking through the candy, and I found the Kinder Bueno bars. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and get some of these. So I got them. I shared them with Mom and Dad and my brother. And it was good. You know, I'm Kinder Bueno meat. Awesome. Well, hey, I got a chance to try it out, and I did think it was good. I'm not going to say it's like my absolute favorite candy. Like if I see it, it's not going to be a must-have for me. But if someone was like, hey, you want some of this? Like, I'd definitely eat it again. So it was good. Mom, I thought, described it good. It's kind of like a fancier Kit Kat a little bit. You know, it's got that wafer kind of crunch to it, but then it's got some kind of cream filling in it. So it was good. I liked it. But I got yours knocked out. Still got to look for a Mars bars and the cherry mash. I've been keeping an eye out, but not like I'm in stores all the time. But got to try that one. Haven't had a chance to try the others yet, but I'll be keeping an eye out. So anyway, that's going to be it for this stream, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time.